Guys, what is going on? My name is Ryan. I play chess, put my videos on YouTube. Today I've got a celebratory game that I wanted to show you guys, and this guy put me over 1700. It's been a long journey, but it's been a fun journey. I've learned a lot, and I'm finally about where I want to be. I guess our next goal is going to be 1800 ranking. 1704 is a very pretty picture. I actually texted my friend Ranveer, and Ranveer is my chess buddy, and sent him this, and it was pretty cool. Anyways, I've got a really strong game, and it's a very interesting way to play the French defense. Usually I don't play this way at all, but just circumstances arose, and thought it was a really strong game, and I just wanted to walk through it with you guys, and also talk about my thoughts while I do that. So it starts off with the typical lines of the queen's gambit declined. He takes this opportunity to bring the queen out. I think it's a little bit early. I develop another piece, and you know, he comes in with that knight, and the reason I don't think this is a very strong move is because this bishop is eyeing down this square, and so it's like this pawn is unguarded. Of course, he's got this knight and this queen taking it, but when you take with the bishop, that's not really doing you much good. So I take with the bishop, he moves his rook there, and I bring my bishop all the way back to b7. He can no longer castle on his king side. His king side safety is ruined, and I think it just makes his structure altogether that much weaker when you lose either of these center pawns on both sides. Because usually in games, these center E and D pawns will go pretty quickly, I find. And then what you're left with is these outer three pawns, and it's nice to have those structures intact for as long as possible. And usually you'll find that the opponent picks off, an F pawn or a C pawn more times than not before you pick off one of these center three pawns. One of the center three pawns is nice to grab because you isolate both of these pawns on the sides. So anyways, we'll just see how that kind of plays out in the game. He puts a third attacker on this knight. Now I'm starting to get a little bit nervous, but not that nervous. I'm thinking to myself, I'm a pawn up. If you want to exchange all your pieces off, all of your attacking advantage, and leave yourself with a bad bishop right here, for example, if you were to take with this bishop, take with the knight, take with the knight, take with the queen, take with the queen, take with the king, I'm going to be okay. I kick this bishop and ask him what he's doing there. I try to kick this queen. He takes this opportunity to take that knight. I take it back, and he scoots the queen out of the way. I go ahead and double his center pawns and give myself something to attack with this bishop. He makes a decent move, which is to protect this pawn and close out my bishop. However, this kind of just shows you what I was talking about, the weakness of this. This allows me to make him an uncastled king. Threaten to take that knight away from him. This knight was defending this e4 pawn, and I snatch up my second pawn. I'm now up 2 pieces of material, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I castle, and my side looks great right now. He's got an isolated pawn over here. He's down 2 pawns. I'm doing pretty good. I do have aspirations of getting this bishop to a more efficient square right here, because I can tell that this pawn chain isn't going to be broken up anytime too soon. So now starts what's a pretty cool X-ray attack. If you've watched my video of beginner to chess master, the X-ray attack is one of my favorite tactics in chess, and I get to explore that a little bit more in this game with you guys. So he takes back with the bishop, and I eye down on my third free pawn here. There's a couple things at play, and I go ahead and check this king. This pawn is pretty important to me right now, so I wouldn't have moved this rook if this tactic wasn't on. However, this allows me to win material. I win this free pawn, and also don't have to worry about this pawn any longer. Do you see it? Would you take the exchange here? You're exchanging a rook for a bishop. He can only recapture with the king. I come in here with a check on the king, and right behind it is that rook. So I managed to win a pawn and exchange off both minor pieces. Now I'm simply 3 pawns up, and it's a king and 4 pawns versus a king and 7 pawns. I've got a very comfortable endgame. These 2 pawns aren't going anywhere. This pawn isn't going anywhere. This pawn isn't going anywhere. I go ahead and give him a free pawn, but the point of that is to allow my king to move up. He resigned at this point in lieu of, me queening a pawn. There's nothing he can do at this point, really. I mean, if he takes this pawn, I'm just going to move here to e3 and then queen this guy. He can start to kind of try and chase me down, but I can follow with the king and then start to move my other pawns up. Anyways, I thought it was a cool game, and let's just see that X-ray attack one more time. Alright, guys. Wish you the best of luck in your chess, and have a good day. What's up, guys? Thanks again for watching my video here today. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about any specific moves or anything about the game, please leave them below. I'd love to answer those. And last but not least, if you got anything out of this video at all, or you just simply enjoyed it, I would highly encourage you to subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and that way you can, get in touch with any future videos that I put out. Anyways, have a good rest of your day, and good luck in your chess.